As we explore the potential impacts of generative AI, we find ourselves contemplating whether this technology will enhance our capabilities, accelerate our progress, or perhaps introduce new paradigms that challenge the conventional ways we operate. Will it make us smarter collaborators, faster decision makers, or does this specter of redundancy loom on the horizon? Ladies and gentlemen, now it is my distinct pleasure to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Asif Peer, CEO and Managing Director, Systems Limited, who will be delivering his address on generative AI, making us smarter, faster, or redundant. Mr. Asif Peer is the Group CEO and board member at Systems Limited, where his remarkable journey commenced as a software developer back in 1996. His leadership spans a global workforce of over 7,000, where he orchestrates a culture of innovation and excellence that sets industry standards. Under Mr. Peer's visionary guidance, Systems Limited, a global systems integrator, has expanded its reach to international markets, including MEA, KSA, and APAC, offering global enterprises a competitive digital edge. Led by his esteemed leadership, Systems Limited has earned prestigious accolades, including Forbes Asia's Best Under a Billion Award 4 times in a row, Microsoft Country Partner of the Year and Inner Circle, Asia Money Most Outstanding Company, and recognition as a top IT exporter in Pakistan. The company has also consistently held its position among the top 3 on the PSX companies list for the third consecutive year in 2023. With a great honor, let me invite Mr. Asif Peer on the stage.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, and thank you, ACCA, for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be here and sharing my thoughts about AI, generative AI, and how the world is going towards the next era of technology and digital transformation. So I will just start with first, I think everybody is now talking about GenAI, large language models, and so on and so forth. So I will just set the context first to simplify and make sure that the concept, so when you go out of this room, you have an idea, whichever field you are, whichever division you head, you will have an idea what you need to do when you go back. So there will be few take-home values. So first, I think everybody understands about the descriptive reporting because that's what we are used to it. We need to know the fact what has happened an hour before, yesterday, or end of the month reporting. You guys have been using it for ages. Again, I see a problem in Pakistan, especially where people have not focused on the data quality, data governance, and data lineage. Because if you don't have the strong data engineering practice, you can't even do the good descriptive reporting. Forget about the AI and predictive and prescriptive reporting. So I think it's very important for anyone to start this journey. You need to understand and question how good your data is, how do you know your customers, partners, principals into your database. Now, the next way forward is, of course, predictive, that how you can predict the behavior through machine learning about anything. But again, if your data set is not there, you don't have historical data, you can't move to the predictive, which is machine learning. And then the next stage is artificial intelligence, that how you can prescribe, if there is an inventory issue or supply chain issue, how you can prescribe what human reasoning that you can come up with and make informed decision based on the artificial intelligence. So these are the 3 layers of like any data journey that you take. So you just have to remember one thing: strong data engineering, strong data quality, governance, because data is the key. There could be a security breach if your governance is not strong. And if your data is leaked, no matter how good your AI is, you cannot recover from it. So this is the important principle. So then now next stage is we talked about the AI, as I explained, like from descriptive to predictive to prescriptive. So now 5 pillars of AI. What are the 5 pillars of AI? Number 1, first and foremost, is your business strategy. So you have to have clear set of objectives and use cases to define your business strategy, how you are going to use AI, how you are going to have a value realization from AI. So that's the number one, is a business strategy. AI starts with a business, and then it goes to a technology strategy. So technology, when you have a business strategy and use cases and the value realization of AI is defined, then you define what is your technology stack going to look like, how you are going to adopt AI in your organization, because AI requires tons of data. You need to define your strategy from on-premises to cloud, how you are storing the data, how you are going to have a data lineage and things like that. So that's the second pillar, which is a technology strategy. The third pillar is AI strategy and realization. So once you define these two, now you need to define AI strategy and realization. How it starts again? Very customer-centric approach for AI. What your customer needs are today, how your business is going to define that. And then you apply the right AI technique to the right use cases. You can't have one shirt fit all. So that's the AI strategy and realization. That's the third. And the fourth one is, the key pillar is about how you are going to have a AI governance, because ethical AI versus unethical AI, and how you are going to govern those, right? Like from governance is like your processes, your clear strategy about data privacy. As I said, that data privacy and data security and pattern recognition, all of these things comes, and it's your responsibility that you use your data and you govern your AI strategy. Otherwise, every good thing have a negative connotation as well. So every good thing come up with a bad thing as well. So if you don't protect yourself or your organization, there will be an issue. And the fifth and the foremost important pillar is organization culture and change. Nothing can be implemented in any organization if you have, from top to bottom, you don't set your priorities, you don't set your goals, and you don't change your culture. If your organization does not have a practice of storing good data and applying these things, forget about AI. So these are the core 5 pillars you need to remember. It starts with a business strategy, defining your technology strategy, defining your AI experience and strategy, defining AI governance, and your organization change and culture. Because what we call is a loop. Again, if you talk about generative AI or AI, there are 5 things. Again, you identify the use cases, you define those use cases. Again, it's all business, no technology here. Identification starts from the business, definition starts from the business, and the benchmark, which everybody misses. Like in a hyper environment, in a hype, I want to do AI. Okay, how will you benchmark? How will you measure the ROI of that AI? That is the key. So if you don't benchmark and don't define your success criteria, then what happens if you say that, okay, I've implemented inventory prediction tool, which will predict inventory in my stores, that how much I want to store through AI, and you do that and you don't define a benchmark, that merchandising manager will come and say, this has happened because I've changed my merchandising strategy. So it's not because of AI, it's because of my principles. So it's a first and foremost responsibility to have benchmark before you start. Okay, what AI will bring? What is my ROI? How am I going to measure that? And then you capture that information, and then it's a feedback loop, which is a learning. So identify, define, benchmark, capture, and learn. So it's a continuous process, because AI is all about learning from the past. So now I'll just go one level deep. We just understand very simplistic approach. So now people talk about 3 things, like what is the machine learning, what is the deep learning, and what is this generative AI is all about. Again, I'll try to explain it in a very simplistic way. Machine learning is the buzzword that everybody heard. What it does, you have tons of data in your organization, like 5 years, 10 years. The machine learns from your historical data and try to predict based on your historical data and come up with something. Simplistic chatbots you have been using, I can give you an example of this machine learning. Like you type and chatbot will respond. That's a very simplistic approach. You can make an informed decision about the data. Now, customers are asking us, how can you automate my process? Automation comes with, again, we learn from the machine learning, we automate the process and give you the automation. The second piece is, you must have heard again, deep learning. What is deep learning? Is an AI, how you simulate human reasoning and make intelligent decisions. So it's like your brain has a lot of synapses and neurons in it, so it's a neural network. So it learns from the human behavior. Like now in Tesla car, Tesla is coming up with these deep learning. It is learning from human. So now the entire philosophy of Tesla Copilot and the pilot, autopilot that is in the car installed, it is all learning from human. And that's what they are collecting the data of whoever drives Tesla cars about the roads, and autopilot algorithms are defining based on learning from human. So you can have an informed decision. The third, the new thing is generative AI. What is generative AI? Again, generative AI in a simple language is, it's a textual based search that there are three pieces of generative. Again, I will simplify so everybody understand. What generative AI does, intelligent search. So now everybody is familiar with chatbot. What chatbot does? It's a generative AI, it's search. And what is this large language model? That you, and again, in a very simplistic way, it learns the pattern of textual-based search, textual-based. AI and all of these are image, pattern recognition, and so on and so forth. What they have made LLM is all about large language model, and generative AI is they're learning from textual-based search so they can interact with in a more human language. So what is happening now? It's a generative AI chatbots are human-like interface. So you won't feel it that you're talking to a human, you're talking to a machine. So that's the generative AI. So three things. What generative AI does, you are all familiar with chatbots, intelligent search. The second piece of generative AI is summarization. Now, what it does, like what doctors are using, or many fields, everybody's using, like if you're going to the doctor and they're recording your just interaction, at the end of the interaction, there will be a summarization by generative AI in a one paragraph. How it does? Because it has a lot of, again, mapped data, textual-based data has been mapped. Billions of data points have been trained and learned. So it gives you the summarization. So that's a second use case of generative AI. The third is a generation. Now you ask the prompt, okay, I need to write a report about what is happening in Pakistan banking industry. The report will be generated through generative AI. So there are three things again: intelligent search, summarization, and generation, right? So this is like, I just trying to explain it in a very like non-technical way. So I'll just give you a few facts now. Like it's a factual data. It's not Asif Peer is saying, it's IDC. First, IDC has conducted a research of top global executives in the world, of the banks to any organization. They have a very wide data set. What people are saying, what executive and the research prevails, their research, every dollar spent on AI, the realization and ROI is $3.5. For less than 5% organization, the ROI is even $8 per dollar spent. So that's IDC saying. AI, about 92% of the organizations are deploying AI less than 12 months. Even 40% organizations are deploying AI in less than 6 months. So you can challenge your team and yourself why it is taking you 92% of organizations deploying in less than 12 months. Again, 98% of the organizations are realizing ROI within 14 months of AI deployment. That's IDC data, it's not my data. So that's the research shows. McKinsey has done the research and they are showing $4.4 trillion productivity gain expected in the next year or two because of generative AI. $4.4 trillion. Gartner is predicting 80% executives are going to make decisions and going to use GenAI. Again, Accenture is making again projection that in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be 98% of the organization will be using Gen AI and AI. So these are the factual data. Even I was reading 44% of working hours that what we all spend will be impacted by generative AI. And it is not replacing us. They are saying it is going to amplify us, because what I learned, AI is going to predict, but judgment lies to human. AI can give you the scenarios and prediction, but ultimate judgment lies to human. So it's not, you should not be threatened that it's going to replace, it is going to amplify and increase the productivity. Again, the research showing 95% of the employees are happy about and will be using generative AI tomorrow. As per Gartner, 75% of the C-suites are going to spend 75% of they are going to spend 2x of what they spent in AI in 2024 only. Why? Because most of the organization has done the POCs in the last year. Now they are going to come and implement, as I said, the AI and Gen AI as well. So I think these are the hard facts and the research numbers that these large organizations are saying. So now it's up to us whether we believe it, we use that as an amplification of our business, or we just say that we will resist the change. Whoever will resist the change, somebody will disrupt you for sure, and you will be out of business, because that's what technology does. It creates a disruption, gives you an opportunity to act and react, and if you don't, then you will be replaced or you will be diminished. So I think it's our opportunity as Pakistan and as our organization, we need to be building the efficiencies and productivity in each and every field, each and every area of and challenge our teams to bring that, and through efficiency, we can compete with the global scale and scale globally our organization and IT exports, and every organization and our overall exports through efficiency and productivity versus subsidy. So that's my humble message. So thank you very much for your time, ACCA. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Asif Peer, for your insightful address. I would request you to please come up on the stage again to receive your token of appreciation, and would like to invite Mr. Pulkit, Mr. Asad Hamid Khan, and Mr. Taimur Behram on the stage to present Mr. Asif his token of appreciation. Thank you, everyone.